This is our church. This is our steeple. Open the doors and meet other people.
Markey Church is a very accepting church. They open their arms wide open and will take anybody in, no matter where you are in your understanding of God. Markey Church, I was afraid of Markey Church actually shrinking God down, and instead God is larger than I've ever even conceived of. And it's a place where people can be human and experience all the trials and tribulations with that humanity and still be welcome. It's a place where you can come and cry in the back, you can cry in the front if you have to, you can laugh. It's a place where kids crawl under the pews, where they make lots of noise. Some people are aghast at how much noise they make, but we know these are future Christians who will be worshiping God. It's all inclusive.
What do you believe are the greatest opportunities for the mission and outreach of the church?
I would say one great opportunity for outreach is our monthly coffee house, the last Wednesday of every month from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We usually have some kind of a band come in, play some songs, a artist of some sort, either painter or crafter, things like that, come in, bring some of their work in. And it's just a time to come in and enjoy the library here and enjoy some time with your friends.
What brought you to Markey Church and what has kept you here?
Well, it's been almost 30 years that I've been at Markey Church, and I came as a divorced mother of 6 children, and Markey brought me into their family. Markey, I'm sorry if I would cry, loved my children, supported my children. They were involved in programs. They had such an extended family, and today my grandchildren now come here, and they still feel the love from them. And my kids still talk about the best times they ever had were here. What an opportunity to grow.
What do you see as the most exciting things happening in our church at present?
I think some of the most exciting things that I see are the outreach programs, the very earnest and hard efforts to reach the youth of the community, other people in the community, other organizations in the community, and draw them into our church family. It's exciting to see people going out and spreading the word rather than just, keeping church within the church. It makes me feel good because when I go out in the community, it makes me feel a little more comfortable about being able to speak about Christian faith and to spread that word and that message. And I don't think that I could do that were it not for some of the outreach programs that I see going on and developing even further here at Markey.
What brought you to Markey Church and what has kept you here?
Back in 1985, our family pastor in Elmo referred us to Pastor Kent at Markey Church. Now we're third generation in our church because they're so open and loving and understanding. And we just have a variety of ministries such as softball that we certainly enjoy as an outreach.
What do you see as the most significant challenges facing our new pastor when he or she arrives?
Jim casts a pretty big shadow, but we've taken big strides in the last couple of years to fill some of the gaps. We've got great teams in place. We've got adult leaders of all ages ready to step in. We are getting older, of course, but we've got adults, younger adults that are ready to step in and step up to the challenge.
What do you see as the most significant challenges facing our new pastor when he or she arrives?
Well, I think one of the big challenges will be for the pastor to balance the administrative duties and the chaplain duties. Right now, Pastor Jim has basically done a lot of chaplain work, so we're going to have with the church our size, one who can delegate a lot of duties out to the resources that are available. People are so used to having that personal relationship outside of church with the pastor that that's maybe one of those things that as a congregation we're going to have to give up a little of that.
What brought you to Markey Church and what has kept you here?
When we first moved here, the first church that we went to was this church here, and I came to this church because I heard about them working with other churches in the area to build the retirement center that's just across from us here. And I thought that was so great that a church can work with other churches and do something to do what God has asked us to do, you know, looking out for one another and helping people. And so that's why I came here the first time, and that's why I stayed.
So what do you see as the most exciting things happening in our church at present?
Well, I think that it's exciting being here because it's a multi-generational church. You know, there are babies and there are senior citizens who are in their 80s and 90s. And all of our services and programs really embrace that multi-generation rather than having just, you know, isolated things for one population or another. Our worship service is multi-generational. We don't do a special service for the kids and a special service for the seniors. We really embrace all of those aspects and include music that kind of works for all ages. I think that's a very exciting part of our church. I also think that it's exciting that as a congregation, we really embrace the charge that we are the hands and feet of Jesus. And as a congregation, as individual members, we take that seriously, and we go out and work in the community and do some things that really show that Markey Church loves each other, but they also love the people of God.
What brought you to Markey Church and what has kept you here?
What brought me to Markey Church? Basically it was my children. At the time I was a single parent, and I was searching out a church that had not only a great pastor, but also a good youth group for my children, and a place where really my kids wanted to go and participate and be excited about going to church. So I went to several different churches. I lived in Roscommon, and this was a little ways to drive, but a friend had mentioned this church to me and said they had an outstanding youth pastor who's also, at that time, gosh, it's been 21 years ago, was the minister of the church also, Jim Kent. So I took the kids, and I felt very welcomed. People approached me, made me feel comfortable, and the best part too was that the kids really enjoyed the crazy Jim Kent.
Okay, tell me one word that makes you think of Markey Church.
Community.
Church.
Fellowship.
Okay.
All right, fun.
Worship.
Welcoming.
Loving.
Caring.
Friendly.
Awesome. Generous.
Fellowship.
Accepting.
God.
Alive.
Home.